Go ahead, Sarah. It's live now. I'll just have to put a new link on the website.
Thank you. Okay, we are reconvening into open session. During closed session, we agreed to a mutual separation agreement with employee 160246, effective August 24th, 2020. There's nothing else to report out, so if we could please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Ready, salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Could I have a motion for approval of the consent agenda?
So motion.
Second. Sorry.
Okay, Mrs. Arguez Saldana is the second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, passes 5-0. So we're going to go on to 3.1, reports of district organizations, councils, or committees. Tim, I didn't receive a letter from SRTA or CSEA, did you?
No, Melissa and I have got a meeting with them tomorrow. We're starting back up our regular meeting, so we haven't, we'll hear what they're talking about tomorrow. They had a general meeting today, I guess, so we're going to talk to them tomorrow. So I'll let you know.
Okay, thank you. 3.2, reports of school principals, directors, chief business official. Tim, if you could please indicate to people when it's their turn to speak. Thank you.
Sure. Why don't we just start with Chuck? Go ahead, Chuck.
Okay, sure thing. So good evening, everyone. Not a whole lot to report right now. We are continuing to work on getting a delivery service for the meals. That's still in the works. We're a few weeks away probably, but we did receive our scanners the other day. I'm working with Office Depot and or Life Touch, or we may just make them in-house as far as ID cards so that we can scan them, but the scanners are in. Working with Victor to set up some drop-off spots, what works best for the most kids that can, from that area that can get to the meals. Counts are down right now, but I think that'll definitely help, and obviously it'll make it easier for the kids to get there. And we're just continuing on with the food bank, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We did have to modify our service this week because of the air quality. So we served on Tuesday and today, or Tuesday and we'll be serving tomorrow. So yesterday they received today's and yesterday's meals, and Thursday they were going to receive Thursday and Friday. And that's all we have going on right now.
I think the live stream isn't working for the YouTube.
Jacob, it is on. I just have to put a new link up. I'm working on that right now.
Does that mean I got to go again?
No, you're all right.
We'll be able to put taping, so we'll be able to put it up from the beginning. So we'll see it from the beginning. Thank you, Chuck. We'll appreciate it.
Is it being recorded anyway, or?
Yes. Okay, Tim?
Sure. So Victor, go ahead.
I just want to report a couple of things. We did receive a brand new bus, which is the electric bus that we got through a grant, 100% free. We're going through licensing and getting its certification through CHP. The other thing that I want to report on is I know that I talked to you previously about two options of the fix for the solar, and we have gone with option number 2. NANT is no longer in the picture, and we're going to be going with a new contractor who's going to do design and fix of the existing solar and the battery power backup. And that's going to be Verdant. And I'll have more to report to you next week solely because we have a meeting on schedule on Friday at 10:30 with Energy Generate Capital, which is Josh Tatel. I think by next board meeting, I should have a new 5-year plan ready for you guys to take a look at and hopefully approve. Good news is that we've been kind of chipping away at some of the smaller areas of that 5-year plan by doing it in-house. So we've been saving some money and we have roughly about $1.2 million left. So I'm kind of excited about that. Any questions?
For the solar, you said there's a new contractor that's gonna take over as far as making them work?
Correct. Nant is no longer in business. They've closed the doors. They were trying to sell, but unfortunately they weren't responsive. But we're kind of covered through our PPA contract, our power purchase agreement, which holds Generate Capital, liable for performance, the system itself, and the backup battery power that we were supposed to get. Unfortunately, right now, they're finding out that they're going to have to replace every inverter at every solar station. And we're also finding out that they might even have to replace battery stations. So it's not a real simple task, but they're going to have to re-engineer, assess what we have. But from the looks of it, the only salvageable parts are going to be the solar systems.
And that's covered by the contract on their end?
Correct. And we're holding them to the, letter of the law. So basically, we're still paying them, even though it's more than what we're saving on the generation. However, with the true-up that's going to happen next year in March, we'll be able to recuperate some of those dollars.
Thank you, Victor.
We'll get a credit back, right? So whatever we've paid, they'll give us a credit back on what the difference between the generation and the payment. So thank you, Victor.
You're welcome.
Is Rosa out there?
Hi, I'm here. Yes.
Okay, there she is.
Hello, everyone. So our business office is working very hard on closing the books, and we're still really busy. It usually takes about a month for the whole process. So we're still doing that. We're also working on the new project that I mentioned to you last time, the Amazon project, where school secretaries are able to do orders directly from Scape. We are in the testing process right now. Last week we tested 2 school sites and 3 departments, and we didn't have any issues or glitches or anything like that. Everything is working out pretty good. This following week we're gonna start testing from the teacher to the secretaries to the business department and the state system, the county system. So I'm looking forward for that. And it's very simple. It looks like everything's gonna work just fine. So I'm kind of excited about that. And that's pretty much what we've been working. And like I said, closing up the books. And in regards to the federal funding that we got for COVID-19, there's still no news in regards to having an extension until the end of the year. The last information I got from the county and school services, it's that they probably don't see them giving us an extension because they are federal funds. Pretty much if we don't use it, we lose it. We would have to return it back. So we're very, so we're just getting all the information that we can as of today and doing plans for the learning loss on those funds. And I think I mentioned to you during the last meeting that I'm starting to have monthly meetings with the principals and the secretaries. So pretty much what the business department is doing is we're setting up meetings and having at least half an hour available for the secretaries or the principals just to check in with us in regards to any questions that might have about timesheets, reimbursements. A lot of things are going on because of COVID-19. We have new accounts. new processes. There's a lot of new information. So just to minimize the number of emails that we get and to make sure that they know that our business department is there for support, we are doing this monthly check-in. I now changed it to bi-weekly because during the last meeting, we were planning half an hour and there were just so many questions. We ended up doing about 1 hour. So I got good feedback that everyone appreciates that, you know, my payroll person is there, my budget technician is there, or attendance person is there just to give the information that they need and that they can ask any questions for us. And I'm myself available as well for them. So that's been working really good. We've been doing a lot of team collaboration and teamwork on that. That's pretty much what I have for today. Thank you.
Thank you, Rosa. So Nadine, do you want to go?
Thanks, Tim. Good evening, everyone. Nice to see you. I don't have anything drastically different to report from a couple weeks ago, but we are starting to really dig in on working with families to get IEPs adjusted legally now that this has become our typical situation. It's not emergency circumstances anymore. So we are going case by case, communicating with families in every way. The majority of our families have been wonderful. The case carriers are doing a great job. So we'll be working with families with using some guiding tools that I developed and worked on with legal to just help work through the process so that parents understand that their child's IEP is not disappearing or going away, but we need to adjust it based on how we're delivering instruction and related services right now. And then also trying to wrap up and finalize meetings that were on continuation from April and May. So there's a lot of work with that, a lot of IEPs going on right now. We're also working through transitioning to a virtual assessment, which is an interesting process for special education. I've got each department working on researching what they think might be the best virtual tools they could use to get the results, the most valid results we can get in a virtual assessment. So we'll also be working with families to talk about the assessment process and providing families with some options. We can proceed with a virtual assessment that's accompanied with a review of records, and we can do that on the normal 60-day timeline. But we are also giving families the option to waive the assessment timeline if they prefer to have their students assessed in person. I don't think very many families will go that route, but we are providing that option. And of course, they could change if it gets to December and we're not reopening. Of course, they could change their mind, and we would move forward with a signed assessment plan and then start a 60-day timeline on those assessments. So I worked together with my team here in-house with Amy and Peter to develop some district procedures and protocols for IEP meetings and all the components that are now required that we haven't really had to do before. And it's a lot. So once we finally figured that's as far as this is as long as we can wait to deploy those procedures. We put it out and, 48 hours later, more changes based on legal updates. So I think we've prepped our department pretty well. They have some guidelines they can follow from us when they're in IEP meetings, and they can refer to that. Principals have access to that as well. And then we'll update them as we go. It's all that we can really do. And then at our next board meeting, we're going to be taking a look at the July updates for board policies. I got all of them printed out yesterday and started working on them. I finally got about a couple hours that I could start working on that. So those will be ready for you to review and approve at our next board meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Nadine. Becky?
Thank you. Human Resources has still been pretty busy with talking to employees along with their administrators regarding accommodations and leaves, primarily related to COVID-19, although there's always other needs as well. So that has been a large pressure for us, making sure that we are able to meet with people in as timely of a manner as possible. We've also started having weekly meetings within the last month or so with our business department because of so many new processes and procedures in relation to COVID-19, as well as identifying areas in our current practice that just need to be updated. And so that partnership is going very well. Thank you.
Thank you, Becky. Melissa, go ahead.
Well, our teachers have been hard at work navigating these new waters of online instruction, distance learning. I'm so proud of the work that they've been doing. Our 4 academic coaches, and we've just onboarded, well, somewhat, Karen Yoder is our new tech TOSA for the district. So she's kind of standing in between 2 worlds as we're looking for a dynamic and wonderful replacement for her in her classroom, but getting in there and assisting Nicole Jensen with just the mountain of work that Ed Technology has this year. So I'm really grateful for all the teachers and staff who've stepped up to assist in any way that they can if they have a solution, you know, making a quick video and things like that to help Nicole and her team out. And so just grateful and proud of all the pitching in that our folks have been doing as we get better at this each day. On a personal note, I want to give a shout out. My big sister just texted me and let me know that she passed her nursing exam. So she is, I'm not going to tell you how old she is. She's older than me. But it points out that it's never too late to chase a dream. So really proud of her.
Thank you, Melissa. Sir, that's it then.
Yeah. Okay, so going on to 3.3, reports from board members. Ms. Ariano?
I have nothing to report out, but thank you.
Ms. Hargy Saldana?
At this time, I have nothing to report out. Thanks.
Mr. Sandoval?
The only thing I was going to mention is, I know we're getting hotspots for families that don't have access to internet. There was a post on social media recently for a school district. I'm not going to say which school or anything like that, but there was 2 young ladies who were outside of a Taco Bell sitting on the floor trying to get Wi-Fi access. You know, and it was really sad to see that. So I know just let the principals and the sites know that if families do approach us for help, that we do our best to try to bridge that gap and help them out. So thank you.
Yeah, I agree. Mr. Patel?
Let's see. First, I want to once again commend our food program that our district is doing. Just the other day, I was going down Arcadia, and I couldn't believe the food line was going all the way down Arcadia, all the way down El Dorado. I don't think we really understand how much our residents are suffering. I don't think it's out there, but it seems to be not covered as much as it should be. So I just want to give a big shout out to the Monterey Food Bank, as well as our food services at Santa Rita. I think we're doing really good. I want us to get back to regular schedule of providing food every day, Monday through Friday. Hopefully the smoke will allow people back and we can get that taken care of. I think we're having difficulties, not just our district, but every district in implementing distant learning. I'm hearing a lot of concerns from parents, about not getting enough time with the teachers, not getting enough time, at least 2 to 3 or 4 days a week. So, I think maybe we can look at it, and see maybe we can improve what we have. I mean, I'm a big believer in improving and consistently improving things over time. So I think we're all learning. I think, we need to look at the data and look at what we're capable of and see how other ways we can improve delivering instruction. So I'm open to ideas. I'm open to improving the system, whatever we have, and to make it forward. We're a unique district. We have a elementary school district coupled with a middle school district combined, And sometimes we try to create systems which apply to both. And sometimes, you might want to consider having two separate systems, I think middle schoolers can probably handle a different distant learning than maybe elementary school students. So I'm open to ideas, on how to improve. I think we're all in the same boat. We all want to do the best we can to educate our young, and and we're all learning. So I hope as time goes on, we get better at it, and I'm sure we will. But once again, there are a lot of concerns out there, and we will be addressing them. Thank you.
Thank you. And I myself have nothing to report at this time. 3.4, report of the superintendent.
Sure. Just a quick thank you to all the principals and the staff. We are just now finishing our third week. Actually, our first full week of actual instruction. So as Neil pointed out, we are actually just working through the first phases of this. We are continuing to look at systems and how to improve. And I have been meeting with all the principals. I've got one more meeting tomorrow with our new principal, Ms. Baumgartner at New Republic, and we're setting goals for the year. And of course, distance learning is right in the middle of each of their goals. And so we're going to have that conversation. We'll have a principals meeting and real soon, and we're going to bring it up again. And then I'm also going to talk to the middle schools, because I agree with Neil. There's things we can do with middle schools and they are doing with middle schools. And I think it's just a matter of working out the bugs and getting our feet under us so we can really get the information out to parents to let them know what's going on. One other thing real quick is we had a situation where we have a principal who, due to health concerns, is working remotely and at Santa Rita. So we, I was over there working in the mornings for as many times as I could get over there, but eventually I couldn't make it. So we decided we're putting Karen Chubbuck at Santa Rita to be an administrator in charge of site operations. So that way, because we have people on campus, we have teachers on campus, we have classified on campus, we need to have an administrator on campus. And we're gonna work through, Becky and I are working through job description, job duties to try to see how we split that up and provide each one of them. She'll still be doing her TOSA duties and just filling in on this one aspect of it. And then of course, our principal, Mr. Hermosillo, will be doing the instructional distance learning part of it, and then some other duties assigned to backfill that void from having the things taken off his plate on the plate. So we'll have more to report on that, have it all worked out before the next board meeting. But right now, of course, they're both excited about, and so is the staff, that they're going to have coverage there and have somebody on staff all the time. So we'll get that straightened out. It's just, again, it's one of those things where something happens and you have to work through things as they come up. And we're in education, so things don't happen rapidly all the time. But we're more interested in being right than being first. So, and that's all I have, sir.
Okay, thank you. 3.5 is receive hearings of individuals desiring to address the board on non-agenda items. I'm going to go ahead and read. We've received 3 letters at public comment, so I'm going to switch over my screen and read that information to you. This letter is from Humberto Gonzalez Jr. To whom it may concern, I have serious concern on how the Santa Rita School District decided to handle the distance learning regarding their students. How is it possible to actually educate children for 2 days a week and allow them to independently study for 3 days on their own without any educational instruction from teachers? I would like to know, where are your educational ethics as administrators and as well teachers to be caring for the well-being of these children when they have to actually go back to the classroom setting and not be prepared for the next level? I can't believe the teacher will be busy at home grading work and preparing classes for only 2 days a week. I find it amusing how schools were strict with parents in regard to truancy, but now it's the schools that are the ones that are not showing up to educate. I hope the district takes another hard look at their distance none learning plan. Thank you for your time, Humberto Gonzalez. This is from Kim Ciason. Santa Rita Union School District Board, first off, I want to recognize the dilemma this pandemic has put our teachers in and say we do appreciate the effort thus far on trying to ensure our children receive proper education via distance learning. We currently have an 8th grader at Bolson Knolls Middle School, and I'm thrilled with her homeroom teacher and the effort and enthusiasm she brings each day to try and keep all schools engaged. Our real confusion stems from what we feel is an inadequate amount of instructional time. I am unsure if this is the plan for the rest of the time students will be spending in distance learning or if it will progress over time. Our understanding of the original school year plan was 2 days of in-person instructional time and 3 days of distance learning via Zoom or other online platform. What I understand is currently happening is 2 days of Zoom and 3 days of independent study, for lack of a better term. I know that this is an ever-growing and learning experiences as we are definitely in an unprecedented time, and maybe there is no known answer at this time. However, I wanted to simply check in and voice our concerns in hopes that it would be taken into consideration for any future decisions being made regarding distance learning schedule. Our fear, which is the same as nearly all parents of school-age children, is that our child will be missing out on vital time, thus unprepared for future grades, which is why we hope that more virtual instruction will be scheduled. Again, I want to say kudos to the board and staff of BKMS. The communication has been great, and I know everyone is doing their best to navigate through this time. Thank you, Kim Ciason.
Okay, do you have another one, Sarah?
I do, I'm sorry, I'm going over to it.
No, that's okay. As soon as you're done, SRTA sent something in. Nicole's gonna read it when you're done.
Okay. Okay, okay, looking through my box, the other thing was Kate Stover's letter. Nicole, I kind of felt like there were 3 letters before the meeting. Is there one that I missed?
There were 3, one from
Sorry.
Humberto, Susie, and Kim.
Oh, can you send me Susie's letter, please? I did read it before the meeting, but for some reason it's not still in my inbox. I apologize.
I have it, Sarah.
Amparo, if you wouldn't mind reading it into the minutes, I would appreciate it.
Okay. Says, to whom it may concern, why is it that our kids from Bolson Knolls Middle School are only doing 2 days of live Zoom with the teachers for 45 minutes and 3 days of independent study? I don't think the kids will be able to learn anything with such limited schooling and instruction. Bill SB 98 specifies a required time for synchronous minutes of live instruction. How are these minutes being tracked, and how are parents being informed about these minutes? Other school districts are having 4 days of live Zoom for at least 1 hour and a half per class and 1 day of independent study, but still check in with advisor for 30 minutes in a live Zoom. So what they're doing is 3 classes per semester plus 1 advisory. Each semester they are taking 4 classes, including advisory. The students will learn more by implementing this system. Please revisit the distance learning schedule. We can't shortchange kids. Their education is crucial during this pandemic. Thank you for your time and effort, Susie Gonzalez.
Thank you, Ms. Saldana. I really appreciate it, and I'm sorry that I couldn't find that letter. I did read it before the meeting. Ms. Jensen, can you read the SRTA letter, please?
Yes. It says, good evening. Teachers, students, and parents are feeling more and more comfortable with distance learning. Yes, we still have hiccups, but we are learning and growing. All parties are learning new technologies, apps, software, and devices. We are very appreciative of purchases of recent devices and subscriptions to websites members have requested to help bring the best education possible to our students. We look forward to continuing to grow and appreciate the open conversation with all administration. Thank you, Kate Stover, SRTA President.
Thank you, Nicole. Okay, in the agenda, the next thing is 6.1, public hearing regarding the sufficiency of pupil textbooks and instructional materials. So, Mr. Ryan, I assume at this point we're going to open the public hearing?
Yes.
Yes, I'm opening the public hearing at 6:36 regarding the sufficiency of pupil textbooks and instructional materials. We'll give it a few minutes in case anybody wants to submit a public comment or has a question.
Yeah, and Melissa can go ahead and just give you a thumbnail of what this, it's an annual thing that we do. So.
Yes, thank you. Ms. Alderman?
It's our annual confirmation that all of our students have either print or online access to our adopted curriculum.
Yeah. Nicole, have we received any inquiries about our public hearing?
No, we have not.
Okay, well, that being said, I'm going to go ahead and close the public hearing. And we're going to move on to 6.2 to approve the resolution for adequate instructional materials. My name is spelled wrong on the resolution. So I'm just going to, or before I sign it, we're going to approve that that area, but other than that, I think we're good to go.
Do I have to make a motion to correct the spelling of your name?
I have a motion to approve it as amended with the spelling fix.
I make a motion.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Passes 5-0. Okay. So that is the end of the posted agenda for this meeting. Board members, is there any specific thing you'd like to see agendized for future meetings?
Sarah, before we move on, can I get who the motion and the second was on that last 6.2?
It was me and Pato for the first one.
Umpire, you made the, okay. And then,
And then
thank you. Sorry.
Yeah, I think for me, just, I know there were some concerns brought up in the public comments, just maybe making sure we're addressing those and making sure we're meeting the required minutes that they get brought up.
Okay, so just addressing the required minutes. And I know, Ms. Alderman, I've had some parents talk to me that their children are having trouble logging in with through Google Meets, which I know we've had that at a couple board meetings. So I know at one board meeting, it was trying to split us into different rooms. So I've had a couple, these are middle school families saying that their child was trying to log in and it was, sending them like to a ghost room kind of thing.
We're working some bugs out, but I'll be able to give you an update about what some of our fixes are at our next meeting.
Thank you. Anything else?
I would also like to have those concerns be addressed about the instructional minutes, and maybe we can see some sample schedules that parents can see so that it's very transparent and they can understand clearly what their students are getting as far as live instruction?
John Gutierrez, this afternoon after I got your email, I'm gonna be meeting with him tomorrow. I'm gonna have Melissa and I meet with both the middle school principals and just go through it to see what is the concern, or is it just a communication thing that we're not communicating adequately, or is there something that's getting missed? Because I know the plan was compliant. So we're gonna follow up tomorrow. We'll see, and we'll call these individual parents directly and talk to them and get their concerns so we can hear them, with them directly. So.
I appreciate that. Thank you. But I also think that maybe I know as a teacher, I'm having to create a weekly schedule where I being accounted for my live asynchronous and synchronous instruction and subject areas and stuff. And I'm going to be making that transparent to all of my students' parents. So maybe I'm pretty sure the district is moving towards that too, and all of that. This is all just coming out as we know it, right? In the last week or so, all this is coming out. So yeah, something so that it's easy for the parents to understand and we're not so confused.
I'll set up an information item and give you some examples and lay it out for you what they're doing at the different levels that aren't meeting.
That would be great.
And we'll follow up with parents as well, and to make sure that the communication lines are open.
Thank you, and thank everybody for your hard work. I really appreciate it. And if you, Melissa or Tim, in terms of signing the resolution, if you could just let me know if you need me to come in or you're going to send it to me electronically, either or. Thank you. So having said that, we're going to officially adjourn at 6:42, and thank you everybody for your hard work. I really appreciate it.
Okay.
Can I get a motion in a second?
I make a motion to close.
And I second that motion, girl.
All those in favor? Aye. I guess 4-0 because we lost Mr. Sandoval.
Okay. All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Bye.